Transgression, a progression of a war we ain't asked for. Transgression, a progression of a war we ain't asked for. It's madness, yo. All the things that we could talk about.
Call it.
But let's talk about these urban circumstances real quick.
And basically, it's
we got this.
So,
Revolution.
Winter's frosty hand. Muhammad is the famed name, forever stand.
Standing on royal fusing of justice for the few, ridiculed by the pale terrorists bent on genocidal obsession, rooted in fear of neglection and abandonment, fueled by nightmares of ancestors' jealousy.
because at the end of the day, I still want to be able to I don't dislike George Washington.
The kind of friends I think our friends should be like my friends. My friends are the kind of friends I think everyone needs. My friends see the things at times I don't see. My friends hate the police.
What has changed?
Are deemed the criminals, and the blacks are deemed the criminals.
Shut up and help.
Reflection ain't nothing but the inner child trying to see you. You gonna look? You gonna pick up that book?
Lord, keep me far from the faith. Guide me through night and day. Teach me your ways. Show me the righteous way to sway. Lord, can you teach me, please? Show me the way, I'd say.
What up, 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 what up?
Lord,
It's
can
your
you
boy,
teach me, please? Show me the way, I'd say.
Right.
Yo, that street prayer shit is just, it just got a certain vibe to it. That shit does, it's smooth, it's fire. Yo, if y'all haven't listened to the albums yet, Urban Circumstances, there's a version with the Urban Conservative, there's a version with me. Go check that out on all streaming platforms and services right now.
Out now.
Yes.
You know, we ain't done this in a minute, man. And there's so much going on in America, going on in Black America, going on in the world. I don't even know where to start. I just know that the silent people, the unheard, have gone unheard for too long, and now we're in a predicament, a situation that, you know, is going to affect us even more. And how do we combat that? You know, and that's one thing that I've been trying to do, is educate myself, because our leaders have gone through this. And what I mean by leaders is, well, I should say not our leaders, because everybody doesn't see them as leaders, because they're no longer here, but Malcolm, you know, Fred, the Black Panthers, because history repeats itself.
Yep.
It repeats itself differently.
It rhymes. It don't repeat itself always. It rhymes. That's what I say.
Right. So I don't listen to or learn from people that are still living. You know, just a few days ago, listened to the debate between Malcolm X and Bayard Rustin, and two educated, you know, Black men from the civil rights movement, and had two different roadmaps, you know, had two different maps of what Black freedom and Black liberation look like. It doesn't mean that, either one was wrong. I think that we always never want to go in a direction where we are the leaders. It's always somebody else taking the reins instead of, us actually taking control over our own shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense, man.
So I think you did share it to Leon Block's page. I definitely want to check it out. I started listening to it, but I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole thing. I think it would be great for us to talk about it at some point if you don't mind.
Oh, definitely, man, because um it goes on in so because and the only reason why I bring that up, and the only honestly, I'll be honest, the only reason why I really listened um to that debate is because of the same thing is kind of going on um right now is
Right.
that Malcolm had to deal with is in the Congo, the Mau Mau, they wanted him to condone what they, fighting for the rights, and fighting back. And it's the same thing that we're having to deal with the Palestinians is I have people that I'm supposed to elect, um, are okay with genocide on one side, but not, on it on another side. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with that? But then I look at how America is, and it's okay when they do it to the blacks, but it ain't, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of, and I don't
Bro,
think
if it don't make dollars,
it don't make sense.
and we both know it don't matter what party you are, they're beholden to what?
The dollar. And that's one thing that's really blowing my mind out all of this is because I ain't never seen Democrats and Republicans agree as much as I've seen them agree with back in Israel.
You know what? I've never seen Democrats be so hypocritical this much. Like I've seen Democrats be pretty hypocritical, but this takes the cake because they know the public opinion is
Right,
pro-Palestine, pro-Palestinian freedom, ceasefire now at the very least. Many people these days are educated on the very least the fact that this is an apartheid state and it's a one-sided war here,
right,
and those who are not educated are the ones that the politicians are counting on to continue the status quo. But it seems like I was reading something earlier today and I can't find the article now. I think I did post it in the group about Biden pushing on Israel to stop what they're doing because of the public pressure, not just nationwide, but across the world for a ceasefire at the very least.
right,
So, he's a Democrat, but it doesn't mean that he's for freeing these people. It just means that they're still beholden to the dollar. They're just trying to quell the masses before there's an uprising that happens. And there very well could be if they continue to do this, just like with the Vietnam War and the wars in the 70s, for example, and how many people did all these protests for peace on earth and anti-war protests and stuff, and the government continued to ignore it. What happened? You had the whole civil rights movement, and then the war on drugs and all kinds of devastation things happening. So I think if they pay attention to history, maybe some things can change. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
no, I definitely agree, and that's one thing that I wanted to talk about, and I want to show something real quick because it's when you say that it's going against what public wants. So I
Right.
don't know if people are paying attention, but so yesterday the U.S. House of Representatives passed a Republican plan to provide $14.3 billion in aid to Israel and cut funding to the IRS, despite Democrats' insistence it has no future in the Senate and the White House's promises of a veto. So it's crazy because they want to give Israel money, just like how we've given all these billions of dollars to Ukraine. But it's funny how the Republicans do it a certain way on a standalone bill, which they want to call an Israel-only bill. And then the Democrats aren't for it because for the simple fact it cuts funding for something else. And my thing of it is, okay, the money we're giving away, regardless, cuts funding from something.
Right.
So why is it that that's the one thing I don't understand, because they agree on giving the money, but they don't agree with how it should be given. And that's what bugs me.
That's what bugs me too, is because they should not be agreeing on giving the money, period.
Right.
We've been giving that money since 1947 when the Nakba happened, right? And
Right.
we've been increasing the amount since 2000 at the least. The amount that we're giving today has it doesn't go towards anything beneficial to support Israeli people, including Palestinians. It actually goes towards literally just towards war of harming Palestinians, and it's well known and documented. The UN has sanctioned all kinds of war crimes against the Israeli government, but yet continuously the US continues to support them. I wonder why that is. You're blatantly, openly giving money to kill millions of innocent people, and you think that it's simply because we're in a bubble and told to not think about any other world affairs, mind our business. Oh, that's not our problem. Well, it is directly our problem, because we're actively, literally killing people by going to work. Literally, by going to work, we are killing people across the world.
You know, I sat here and I thought about something, right? Because it's, I see all the marches, I see all, people, rising up, and I think that's a wonderful thing. I think that's, I'm glad to see people uniting again, right? I just have one question, and it was the same during the BLM. How are we out here protesting an unjust system, all while we're protesting and marching and holding things or wearing things that support the shit? Now, I'm going to take it. What I'm going to go with is people that fund and give money to these causes that we fight, right? So you have companies like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, various other corporations that give money to Israel, right? To give to other places. But yet we will shut down a street, but we won't give up Starbucks. We won't give up Target. We won't give up Walmart. And I ask people, what the fuck does by any means necessary look like to you then? Do you know what I mean? Because we have, and this is the one thing that I will never understand, right? Everybody talks about the black wealth gaps and how we don't have anything, which we don't. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking to my wife about this earlier. I said, it's crazy of how you go into a black neighborhood, black community, and you look at the business owners. They're not black.
Right.
They're not black. So the money that
did you see that clip that I sent you about an Asian woman talking about why you don't see Asian and Indian stores, grocery markets, and bodegas and shops in white communities? I wonder why that is.
First of all, because it's not something that people want in their communities, in there to a degree. You know what I'm saying? They don't want.
Well, think about equity, money. So black people don't hold their homes or their property, and which means that there's a lack of upkeep because there's lack of income and
Right.
resources to upkeep things, which means there's no control over the area that the residents live in, right? Outside people control those areas. So when people from another country come in and see how the power structure and the dynamic is working, they're automatically going to say, oh, well, these people don't own anything. They're easy to exploit. We can get
Right.
whatever kind of money we want from them. And to be honest, I believe it's something like the black dollar lasts 4 to 8 hours in black neighborhoods versus like the white dollar lasts perpetually because it stays in their community.
Well, and that's the one thing that I can't understand is how are we supposed to grow our generational wealth if we're not even investing in our own communities? And what I mean by that is I see people becoming homeowners, right? And I think that's a wonderful thing. I think that's beautiful. But why do you got to go outside of your community that you grew up in, right? You have to go buy a home outside of your community because for the simple fact of you can't even afford a home inside your own community where you have to deal with gun violence, you have to deal with drugs, you have to deal with various different effects from a city government from impoverished areas. But then you go out to Minnetonka, you go out to let's say the suburbs, because I know I'm just talking that makes when I talk about the area I just brought up, just talks about Minneapolis, Minnesota. So, but when you go out from an inner city to a suburb and you look at property tax, which is different, and then you look at the demographics, you look at the medium wealth, you look at the medium age group, you break it down into two different categories and you see why. I can just, for me, just speaking personally of it, when I look at black communities and I look at it, and I'll talk about Minneapolis, Philadelphia, because those are, and even Chicago, because those are areas I've hung around in. And you go to the little corner stores and the bodegas, those aren't people, they're Middle Eastern, they're Pakistanis, they're
anywhere but Americans.
Right. And right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why can't we do that? Why? That's what I don't
We're
understand.
kept from that. There's not incentives for us native born citizens like there are for foreign born.
But yet you look on paper and what they don't that's the one crazy part, because everybody will tell you
it's
on
still
paper.
the conquer and divide tactic, my brother. It's still just like how it was before slavery came about. There was indentured servitude. When they created the structure of slavery, that's what gave whites a better power structure, because they said, okay, well, you can work for us still, talking about like Irish and Italians, but we're going to give you a home, we're going to pay you, and you're better than those black people over there. That's what started it all. And this is the same perpetual thing. Now as people that come here still have a step over us, and they're given incentives to act and do as such. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, I agree. I definitely agree on that. With that note, even there, yeah, I definitely agree.
Right. Let me hook my charger up. So, excuse me, did you have some clips that you wanted to share?
Oh yeah, I wanted to play this. Let me remove this one. Stop sharing. I don't even got it queued up. I should have probably had it queued up, but that was probably hard to do. So this is, I just come to find out an artist, like a rapper by the name of D1.
Conscious rapper, right?
Yes, and very knowledgeable and calls out rappers today that are big and that supposedly are for, you know, change and really calls out their lyrics. So there's just some things that I want to play on this, and it's nothing's queued up or anything. So but I know I think this is right where Sway asks a question, but let's get into it real quick.
Do me a favor and hit the full screen on that.
All right. The full screen.
Not that one, on the actual video. Like at the little right here.
Yeah. All right. You good now?
There we go.
Another comment I thought was interesting, you talked about a while back, is the mental health of the culture in the community. Talk to me about how do you view it right now, and how are those ways we can improve it?
All right. The mental health of hip hop is in such a state of cognitive dissonance having to be practiced on a daily basis, meaning we are actively creating and consuming content that deep down we know this is not healthy for us. This is not what we need to be putting out there into the world. But because it's so catchy and because it has a dope beat underneath it, we continue to push it out there. You got managers who are taking advantage of their artists. They know their artist is on a fast track to hell. They know their artist is on a fast track to jail or to the graveyard, but they want that commission off of that artist. And they know, like, I'm going to keep exploiting them because the world seems to be infatuated with seeing them push themselves to the limit. And as a manager, as an OG, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to collect my commission. That is a mental health illness that we have. That's almost like, that's predatory. You know what I mean? And for these artists, think about it like this, yo. In real life, if you do or glorify bad things, there's death, there's jail time, and there's dishonor waiting for you.
Yeah.
In the rap game, if you do or glorify bad things, there's money, fame, popularity, and legendary status waiting for you. That's why everybody want to be a rapper. They're like, oh, I could be a rapper and glorify all this negative stuff and be looked at as a legend and get paid and popular off of it. But if I do that in the real world, and if I don't have the umbrella of saying I'm a rapper doing this, then I probably go to jail or get murked behind that. Or, that's what I mean when I say the mental health of hip hop is in just a crazy place. Because you either got commissioners, that's record labels. It's the 3 C's. It's creators, consumers, and commissioners. You heard me? I teach about this at Tufts. My course is called The Intersection of Hip Hop and Social Change. You got these 3 components. Creators need consumers. Creators and consumers often need commissioners, like outlets, media outlets, or labels who can fund the push of this music. So with creators, consumers, and commissioners, you got commissioners, labels who are taking advantage of these creators who are desperate, who are like, man, I'm just trying to get a little bread to get out the hood. Oh, we'll give you an advance check. We'll sign you, knowing that we about to exploit you, knowing that you're not mentally in a good space, but we're going to exploit you. What happened to all the major labels? Make sure y'all listen to this. What happened to all the major labels who pledged millions and millions of dollars after George Floyd got killed?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, man, this is such a travesty. All right, cool. That was a PR move for them labels because now 3 years later, them labels are back to pushing and promoting and funding the creation of murder music.
Yeah.
But as soon as George Floyd got killed, it was the proper PR move to say, we as such and such records and we as such and such records stand behind the Black community. No, y'all
hold
stand.
on. We as such and such radio station.
We as such and such
radio
Come on, man.
stations. We as such and such app.
Come on, man.
We the such and such.
The whole industry, bro.
Yeah,
the whole industry. So I'm in this industry, but I'm not of this industry, man. And that's a threat to people. And I'm fearless. You heard me? I'm fearless because I don't need y'all money. The real one's gonna rock with me. I'm cool with that. I'm a college professor. I'm a Billboard charting artist. I'm a public speaker. I'm an author. I just put out my first children's book, which I'm about to show y'all in a second. Man, and I'm not and I don't care about being y'all friends. That's the thing. I don't.
You know what's crazy? Is
he said I'm a college professor.
Right. And that's even for me too, man, of like why me even being able to come out of my shell is because I stopped giving a fuck about what other people think, man, about what other people care. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if I can't overcome my fears, how am I going to help people overcome theirs? You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
do. You're an inspiration to me every day in that sense because we both weird and goofy. We both have had really horrible things said about us. We've had
right,
people that don't know us from a can of worms regurgitate shit that they heard about us that ain't true from a can of worms, or they don't know the full story from a can of worms. We've been called racists and terrorists and all kinds of crazy shit. But at the end of the day, I don't see everybody doing this.
right. You know, and that's the one thing for me of, you know, I had a great conversation today with an individual and out of Rochester by the name, got a man by the name of Bud. And I understand what he's saying, and because the whole mission isn't to be. Is it fame? Is it name recognition, or do we actually want change? You get what I'm saying? Because people always, oh, I don't. What have you done? Well, I've done a lot actually, and that's the whole crazy part is
Let me make
because
it simple for you, for viewers and for you, and just say that all of the people who went down in history, whether they were known for good or bad things, became known for what they did, the changes they made in the world, how they ended up changing the world, whether for better or worse. They weren't
right,
worried about their name being put out there. They were worried about changing things always. Those are the peoples that we continue to have on our tongue, whether it's Adolf Hitler or Martin Luther King Jr. or fucking Gandhi or
thanks.
Abraham Lincoln. It doesn't matter. They had a mission while they were here on this planet, and for the time that they were here, and that's what we know them for, and we associate that with their name, but not the other way around necessarily. And I think that just speaks exactly to what you were saying.
And it does because, like, there's a lot of things that people do that we don't know that goes on behind, you know, closed doors. And I definitely didn't get into this for name recognition. You know what I'm saying? I got into this so that we could all live better. You know, that's the whole point of this, so we could all are seen equal. That, you know, because I don't hear nothing about white excellence, but I hear a lot about black excellence. And it's like, why do we have black excellence? But yet, you know, that's
Let me
the
tell
one
you
thing
why.
that,
It's the same thing as Black Boy Joy, Black Girls Rock, because it's a lack of those things for the Black community.
right,
So to compensate that, we lift us up with those things, those nouns, those joints, because it creates we need balance, we need structure, we still need grounding. And these words, phrases are indicative of that.
right.
You know, it's proof that we still have a ways to go. I wouldn't say it's a good or bad thing, but it's just proof of lack.
Definitely, it is definitely a lack. I will say that it is. It's a lack of something. I want to let's get back to D1 because this brother be spitting.
Oh yeah.
So
That's the part I love.
with that being said, Heather, wait, who are these people, man? Who is this?
We got Bootsy on here.
We got Bootsy on FaceTime. Who else we got?
We got Kodak Black is on FaceTime with you.
With D1, who else?
Mace, the legendary Mace, is
What up,
on
Mace?
FaceTime
What up,
with
Mace?
you.
My brother Mace.
I'm
What
not
up?
sure who that woman is, but
Let
you
me
know
see.
she's beautiful.
Hey, man, chill out.
Scroll
Man.
too far, Slay.
No, that's Steph Curry's mom, actually.
Oh,
That's,
okay.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Sonya.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
That's my brother Steph's mom. Yo, I'm good. With that being said, I'm on fire, and I feel even more motivated to continue to be bold about what's right. Because this industry got us messed up. These young ladies, like, just watch the BET Awards. And you can't, and I love that I'm in the culture enough to where they can't try to excommunicate me. I done been on the BET Hip Hop Awards cypher. I done hosted the red carpet for the BET Hip Hop Awards for BET. Like I'm in the culture, but I can still look at what the culture is glorifying and doing and be like, that ain't cool right there. Like that's messed up right there. And they act like you crazy for speaking out on it. And I don't blame the 20-something-year-olds. That's why I love talking to Kodak. Or I love talking to some of the little youngest, Fredo Bang. That's my student. I was his teacher. You know,
Fredo Bang was your student?
That was my student, bro. I was his teacher in Baton Rouge. Yeah. Sway, God got me on the whole, bro. Like my
Let's go.
Yo, with that being said, it's the OGs who I like to call DGs because they're disappointing grown-ups. That's what they are. It's the OGs in hip hop. It's the ones that's 40-something years old. And man, I hate when I see these gray-haired clout chasers who still talking about, and I send my young boys to come and wet your whole block up and da-da-da, and they still glorifying this. I look at with a Jim Jones, you could do better, brother. I love you too much. I love you too much to not be honest with you. Rick Ross, you could do better, brother. Meek Mill, you could do better, brother. I love you too much not to be honest with you. Are you the face of prison reform? Because are you the face of prison reform? Or are you sitting here on your new song with Ross talking about getting somebody murked and shot at the red light? Which one is it, bro? Which one is it, bro? Because I did a shoe giveaway in my city and gave out 1,300 pairs of your shoes because they said reform underneath them. And I loved it. You partnered with a major shoe company and you out here pushing prison reform. But now I got to sit here like, man, this man glorifying getting people killed as of a week ago. Like, what are you doing, bro? Lil Snoop really got killed. That broke your heart. You wear him around your neck. Why are you glorifying the same thing? When my best friend got killed, when Carl got killed, New Orleans know who I'm talking about. When Carl got killed and I had to go to his funeral and read the eulogy and be part of the funeral, and I got back in my car, Sway, after the funeral, and I turned on my music and I realized I'm listening to music that's glorifying the same stuff that just happened to my best friend. It gave me chills. And I needed that moment. That was my come to Jesus moment of like, D, you got to do something different, brother. Because
I did, man. Because
I want to talk about that real quick because he's going to some things and he talked on it before about like a 2020 set a new tone for a lot of things. And though the industry did that PR stunt, it did also awaken a lot of artists and a lot of listeners to change the way that they saw things. Artists wanted to be more consciously aware, but then there's a whole plethora of new artists that have come up being consciously aware and put out into the mainstream, like you and I. But then you've also got a lot of listeners that said, I'm not listening to this trash no more. And it's gotten from the major label standpoint, the trash has gotten trashier since 2020, which has also forced a lot of listeners to either listen to older stuff pre-2020 or pre-2000 or gravitating towards the indie stuff. And that's part of why indie music has grown so much. And then also just the way the times have gone, indie has grown so much anyway, which has put the major labels in a pretty precarious situation, if you ask me. And the way that the music has gotten lately is to the point where there's nothing left of it.
You know what's crazy? And I'm gonna speak on that because as being somebody that I never wanted to, I love music. You know what I'm saying? But I also realize that I don't want to live that life no more. I don't want to be a part of that life anymore. And it's how do you change something that's all you know? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, right. Because I remember watching one of those talk shows, maybe it was like Ellen or something, and T.I. was on there and they were asking why does he talk about like this stuff? It might have been like 106 & Park or something. I don't fucking know. But he was justifying why he glorifies hood culture. And he basically said, I'm the product of my environment, was basically his answer, right? Yes, you're the product of your environment, and you should be talking about the things that you've experienced. However, be crafty, be creative, show your shit, and inspire while you're talking about the shit that you went through. You don't have to glorify it. I think that there's a difference, and I feel like where we are today, I'm seeing a lot of artists like this boy right
That
here
glorified.
that is inspiring. And since 2020, I've personally been listening to a lot of music from a lot of rappers, mostly and importantly, some singers, but mostly rappers, because lyrically you can say a lot more in a rap song than you can in a song, like singing, right?
Right.
So for whatever reason, I just started finding all these conscious rappers. There's a good dozen that I listen to, and they talk about a lot of different stuff. A lot of them do talk about hood culture. They do talk about the things that they
Right.
grew up experiencing. However, a lot of times there's a point to what they're saying. There's always a
Right.
point to what they're saying, you know, and they're actually saying something. They're not just mumbling and making up words, for one. You can also clearly understand what they're saying, for two. Uh, there's substance there, and I'm just one of many, just like you, the urban conservative, who has been going down that route of searching this stuff up. And that's the problem with today, is a lot of people still are in that mainstream mindset and go, oh, there's nothing but trash music out there, there's no good music anymore. First of all, yes, there is.
There's
This
a
is
lot
the
of good
day and
music
age.
out there.
It's 2023. You have to go find the music that you want, because there's such an
Right.
oversaturation of content out there, whether it's music or media. Like, people say there's nothing but trash movies. No, there's good movies made all the time by independent companies and independent people. You got to go look for what you want, and there's also a lot of good that comes from that, because you
Right.
can find exactly what you want to find if you go looking. And if you can't find what you're looking for, you actually have the tools to go make it, just like me and my bro here did. We found some stuff that was lacking that we wanted to hear ourselves, and we knew other people wanted to hear, so we went out and made it.
Ourselves. If you
And I
don't do
also
it,
say Spotify had like their like main their top stream songs are older songs, like songs from a year and older. And that's
right.
because people are listening to older stuff and stuff that has more of a substance than they are present stuff anymore. Not to mention, so much stuff comes out every day now.
Right.
No one's wants to keep up anyway.
No, they don't. And that's the one, crazy part is, as we say of like 2020, because that's when my own listening choices, started to change. And I still like to listen to, and I hate to say it, but the catchy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, even like today, Jeezy dropped the album, and I fuck with Jeezy hard, but I had to listen
I'm
to
gonna
it.
drop the
And,
album right after a divorce. I'm done.
hey, motherfuckers do what they do, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but it really made me, think about what people are putting out there, and what we're listening to, because it does matter. Because when you got people riding around, and there'll be times where rolling down Lake Street, or and you'll car shit next to you bumping music, and you'll be like, what the fuck are they listening to? That's how the first time I heard Cardi B's WAP was somebody next to me riding around. I was over north, and all I heard is this car bumping, and I was like, wait, did that just say wet ass pussy? Oh, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't Cardi do what Cardi do, Sexy Red do what Sexy Red do, Lotto do what she do. You know what I'm saying? It's, for me, it's, I don't know anymore, man, because there's a way that you can put out your sexuality. There's a way that you can put out your street and not have to lower yourself to do it. I guess
Speaking of such, two of our fellow artists, companions, comrades, our peers, Divine Marie and Love Park Her. But they got a song that I feel is exactly what is needed out there, and the world will hear it soon enough.
it's crazy
But
you even talk about that, because she messaged me earlier and giving me a compliment, and there was a lyric or some words that I said in one of my songs that made her dig even deeper. And I said, I don't want it, I don't need it, and made her go into even, deeper inside herself. And I said that what's crazy is listening to Divine in her song today. I told her, I was like, shit, you going there too, you know what I'm saying? And it's something that does need to be put out there, because sexuality can be put out there in a mature adult way, in a grown way.
They definitely made it in a grown way,
Right.
but they made a point to it. If you listen, like for one, they flip it like, okay, being a woman isn't synonymous with being submissive.
Right.
I can control things too. Step back and give me a chance, and I can be vulgar, and it's not a bad thing. So like,
Right.
I wanted to cover my ears at first because Cuz was sitting right here behind me, and she's recording, and it's quiet. It's like you can hear a pin drop, and she's saying some vulgar shit. I can't even recite the lyrics right now, but she's just spitting this vulgar shit, and I'm just like, I could. It's like, wow, like, Cuz I remember when you was born, and you sitting here saying this shit, like, oh my god. But at the same time, I had to sit back and think about it, like, if I could sit here and judge all these other people who are saying stuff that don't matter, but this woman right here, this woman right here is saying stuff that other women need to hear and be encouraged to say too. It was kind of sobering as I was listening to it. I was bumping it in the car today, and the way that they both put it was like they echoed each other, and it was beautiful. I really can't wait for the world to hear that, because that's the kind of music that I feel everyone needs to hear, whether you're a man or woman or whatever, whoever you are. I feel as though people need to hear it, because it's extremely empowering, but it is sexual, but I feel like not I don't want to say classy way, but in a natural way.
No, definitely. And that's what, because you can be sexy, you can be enticing in a grown woman way. And it doesn't have to be trashy. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to lower your standards, lower yourself to do it. And I think that's what the greatest part about, especially listening to Divine's part, because she blew me away on that one. I ain't even gonna lie. So
no, hold on. I need your response first, because all right, so hold on. I'm a little tidbit for people. When, like, okay, so Divine sent Love Parked Her just a reading of like a piece of what she was saying in a voice clip, right? And then I was with her when she played it, and I was like, she said what? So when she sent me the actual clip, I don't know if Love Parked Her said anything to her or not that I heard it, but when she sent it to me and I heard the full thing, I'm like, oh shit, this song's gonna be. And so I had already made up a couple beats, but the beat that I slapped it on and everything just fit perfectly, and I'm just like, yo, the world needs to hear this. And then the other night I had Love Parked Her come through and lay her vocals down, and man, but yeah, Divine, we know how Love Parked Her can get down, but Divine, wow,
took it to another level.
Took it to a whole nother level. For
and
real.
What's crazy is because just listening to it, it brought me back to
I got it in my head right now, like
me too.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing, it brought me back to Little Kim, like Trina. I can't even think of the other lady's name from Memphis, Gangsta Boo.
Yes,
but it took me back to you know, because they and I brought up those names for a reason because they were women, but they didn't, you couldn't tell that by the way that they carried themselves,
It
like the
was
brat, or
it
it
was
was
like lyrically, they were very crafty lyrically. So even though they
that
got
too,
raunchy, you had to respect their lyrical setup for saying what they were saying. You know what I mean?
because of the wordplay.
Exactly, the
Right,
wordplay. That's like for
right,
me, Trina was one of my first. Like, yeah, I grew up listening to Lil Kim, but I was too young to really resonate with Lil Kim. But when Trina came out, I was old enough for her music to resonate with me. 90,
right,
98, 99. You know what I mean? You don't know Nan, that came out
right,
right around the time when I was old enough to grasp it. So Trina was one of the first female MCs for me that I was like, and Eve. So like the stuff that they was spitting, I was able to understand. And for me, it wasn't the content always, because I was mature enough even at a young age to like throw the vulgarity aside and listen to the lyrical content because I was a writer. So
right,
that's what I listened to and liked anyway. Trina's vulgarity is harsh. It is harsh. However, if you listen to her lyrical ability, it's insane. And you brought up Gangsta Boo as well. Gangsta Boo is a whole nother level from Trina when it comes to vulgarity and lyrical content. She just wasn't mainstream, and she chose not to be, by the way. But
right.
her shit is in the atmosphere compared to Trina. So and Gangsta Boo was like very very underrated for me. That wasn't until I was like at least 15 that I got put on to her. You know what I'm saying? But and even then, like it didn't get to resonate with me as much because I wasn't growing up listening to it versus Trina and Eve. However, I know we're going off a whole tangent here, but it's juicy.
No, we good.
Right, right.
We good.
But listening to Divine and Love Park Hers comparisons of how they feel about femininity, sexuality, um, they're they're dabbling in lyrical content of vulgarity. I know I'm saying a lot of big words here, but for real, is to me top tier exceptionality because it seemed like it was effortless for them, the both of them. They literally just like I don't know, like I know that Divine was working on a flow. Yo, dog, like the flow that she has on this, and I don't want to spit the lyrics, but I just like because I have this phrase in my head that goes like, "On my knees, make me scream," and it's just like, what? What did I just hear? But then she says it again, and it's like, hold up a second. Why am I getting so uncomfortable when this person's comfortable in their shit? I need to relax. It made me sit back for a second and go, okay, because you're a dude, you don't want to hear your friends like you know what I'm saying, like you don't want to hear your friends necessarily saying this
Right.
shit, but who am I to sit there and feel that way about some woman talking her shit? So I really had to sit back and be like, okay, Jontel, put your ego in place, So that was really interesting. So what I'm trying to put here in a full circle is if it's something that has a purpose, I think that it's for people to consume and take in, as long as there's some kind of point. I don't care how vulgar or trashy it is. Uh, but when you're just talking shit to talk shit, or you have, and I will say this too, an agenda to harm the populace in some way, whether it be dumbing down or just to have people portrayed in a certain way, and not being mindful of what creative substance you are putting out there. I can't condone that. Does that make sense? Like I want people with substance, and to be honest, like the music industry is crumbling, and I want it to crash and burn, so that independent artists can just be left alone to their devices, and everybody can listen to independent music. Because I feel like it's going there anyway. Give it 20 more years, and mainstream music, I think, is going to be very, very minuscule. Like karaoke shit that you can get from the bar on the karaoke machine. I feel like that's going to be mainstream music.
Right. Yeah, at some point, coming soon to a Spotify near you.
Especially since the way that the world and the mainstream media and the news is going, like there's so much other
Right.
means of consumption for people to be distracted by, you know. So people are more inclined just to go to a concert versus waiting in line to go to a bookstore and get an autograph signed from Taylor Swift. You know, I wanna skirt back real quick because we were listening to this dude and I want to like give him a little more time because I need you to inform me of some things that's going on news wise that I haven't heard of, and we got like 10 minutes. Unless you want to go over.
Don't matter to me. I ain't doing shit.
All right, bet. Let's go to this clip then.
Just finish out a couple more minutes of this.
Because you have a taste for this poison, but you're attracted to the poison. And rap is great. The rap game, hip hop industry is great at cooking up some delicious poison.
E1 music. Thank you, brother.
Come on, man.
Hey, man. Let's celebrate this man's journey.
Yeah.
And you are not alone. You are not alone. You got allies in here. You got some they can't see and some that's right in front of their face and they still can't see it.
Hey,
it's oblivious to them. Let me see that children's book, man.
Yeah,
Let me see that children's book.
Yeah, so this is my anti-bullying hip-hop children's book. I wrote this at Harvard University last year.
You see it?
Yeah, it's called David Found His Slingshot, right? Now, y'all know y'all family, so I had 300 copies with me when I headlined this big festival in Louisiana this past weekend. And I left the festival with one copy because after that I performed, they flocked to me like, we need the book, D, we need the book. So I'm going to mail y'all copies, you heard me? I literally got one copy left.
I'll keep this one.
One, yeah.
Could you give it back to the author?
Oh, I'm of course going to sign it, man. But I used to get bullied in kindergarten, you know what I'm saying? And I know what it feels like when you're a little kid and you're scared to go to school because you're scared somebody gonna make fun of you. You're scared somebody gonna pick on you. You're scared somebody gonna steal from you. All of the above was happening to me in kindergarten. But because I found my slingshot, and your slingshot is a metaphor for your gifts, your God-given gifts and your talents. And when you find your slingshot and you use it for the purpose God designed it for, you'll be surprised how you can defeat the Goliaths in your life, aka the bullies in your life, aka the poverty in your life, aka the anxiety, depression in your life. So this book is a true story about how I found my slingshot and how I use it to overcome bullying. So yeah, and we going.
It's available now too, right?
Yeah, it's available and it's 100% independent. So wow, you got to go online
to my website. Kids, man. Get it for your kids. Holidays coming up. Let them start reading.
MissionVisionLifestyle.com.
It sounds so good when you say it. Say it one more time.
MissionVisionLifestyle.com.
You hear me?
You hear I brought it down on com.
Yeah.
It's like a commercial, right?
Yes.
Hey, D1, let's continue this celebration, man.
Let's go.
You just performed this weekend. Why not perform for the citizens?
That's why you
want an original, man. Hyena say, I've been stepping the valley.
Oh, man, I got to stand up. If we about to rap, I got to stand up.
You got to stand up, man. DB, drop a beat on them.
Let's go.
Sway in the morning, shade 4-5, D1. Let them levels. Come on.
Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Everything I do up here is legendary. From the interviews to my grandpa calling to these bars.
For Papa.
Look. I don't care if you know me, you about to respect how I step. Why would you think I'd ever fear you? I don't even fear death. A scary boy need a gun like bad breath need a gum. Yeah, your teeth clean, but I know the power of the tongue. I'm a man of God, I ain't superstitious. From New Orleans where Birdman quotes get treated like Bible scriptures. But me, I ain't the type to brag about what I done bought. I make silent moves, but I get loud results. D1 talk about his pain, you gonna really relate. D1 talk about his paper, you gonna know that he's straight. If you go ask about D1,
They gonna tell you he great. If D1 rap on top of your beat, you gonna know that he ate. You bragging about what you done been through, partner, we survivors too. And you calling boys your brothers, which one's gonna ride for you? Ain't no G code no more, for the streets that lie to you. That's why I be in my bag, but I be in my Bible too. They don't like me, but they know they can't deny me. Man, I'm a real gangsta, and you know right where to find me. GANGSTA, do not try me. Growing and nurturing gifts, serving the Almighty. Keep up. A lot of people feel how I be feeling, but don't speak up. I be out there Harvard in my office with my feet up. God, why are you so good to me? I need answers. Slaves built this school, now I own real estate on campus. Looking for a wife, I ain't trying to be your daddy, but I am gonna be the leader of this house. You gonna respect me. I just need somebody I could build with. The real gonna feel this, like a slap from Will Smith. My girl don't need no rough masculine energy. Let me handle that part, so you can rest in your feminine. Spirit gold is Trick Daddy's teeth, and she's sweet as cinnamon. My grandpa and my daddy raised a true Southern gentleman. I need another title. I'm no longer a rapper. I'm a rhyming revolutionary, authoring chapters in this book we call life. Here to give you instructions on fighting self-destruction over beautiful production. I don't fit in, I don't drink, smoke, or pop pills. I don't even curse up in my music, but it's hot still. I'm all in the hood and I ain't even strapped. Simba, burrito, you're lying in your raps. Sometimes I be sad, I be crying in my raps. Wrote this on a plane, I be flying in my raps. Bro, I deal with pain that you couldn't even fathom. But all the blessings people be praying for, I didn't have them. I'm not from this place, maybe heaven, maybe Saturn. They sleep on me, I wake them up, they love me, that's the pattern. Who cares if you die rich if you ain't dynamic? God got my back, why panic? They say the devil's in the details, so read all of your emails. Watch all of these Negroes, watch all of these females, watch all of these white boys. Gotta stay woke, that's right, boy. Gotta play broke, that's life, boy. No, I ain't wrong, I'm right, boy. Certain people around me counting my pockets. I ain't like that feeling, so I took off like a rocket. Speaking of take off, rest in peace to the Migo. I ain't stopping till the day that we stop killing our people. Picture me with a pina colada out in Montego. They enjoying the summer bay and she stroking my ego, telling me they sleeping on me. She know that I'm great, don't need a chick, I need a queen. All my kings relate, bring your face, listen to these things I lace. I kept going when them labels used to fling my tapes out the window, telling me I wasn't this and wasn't that. I'm still out here winning, cause the people got my back. I could make you smile all day, I'm a happy dude. Make the type of music that could put you in a happy mood. Happy blacks, happy whites, happy Muslims, happy Jews, happy Christians. Happiness will get you mad confused. We could unify behind our favorite song. Stop the music and them saying people can't get along. We out here changing the world, I know you see the fruit. I'm pouring into the youth, cause they the truth. We got blacks killing blacks, make songs about it, then we play it. Man, we ain't no different from the Klan, I just had to say it. Then we look like coons arguing which tunes is our favorite.
Hold on, he's live right now. What's crazy?
Yo.
This ain't just finna stop with me. So I'm building a coalition and I got to be able to separate, all right, what's the people that just follow me on social media from the people that's really trying to support on a real level, all right? Don't put your email address here, ma'am, not in the chat for everybody to see it. Just click the link in my bio. It's going to literally take you 5 seconds, 7 seconds if you type slow. That's how long it's going to take you. 7 seconds to click the link in my bio and put your email in there and put your city in there. Come on, y'all. Please don't type your city name in here. Put it in the link in my bio. The top is the top link that says what city should I come to. I really need y'all because I'm building a coalition, man. Like we only get one shot at life.
Right.
We only get one shot at life, and really being able to unify and unite people to where we trying to see something change during our lifetime. That's going to take the people that's on the same type of page. And I got to really know who that is and where they at. Who that is and where they at. So I'm asking y'all that right now. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Deja. Thank you, Desha. What up, CJ? I need to make sure I got an email address on y'all. For real, having an email address is way better than just y'all following me on social media. This stuff cool, but man, I'd be lucky if 5% of the people who follow me see what I post on social media. That part ain't cool. That part is not cool. It's actually scary. Because then you don't know as far as what I represent and what I'm putting out there. You don't know how this
Left
stuff
mic,
works.
now.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want my ability to do God's work and be connected to the people to be contingent upon how well an algorithm is favoring me. I don't want that. I don't want that. Thank y'all for all of y'all that's showing love. You saw my interview on Roostline. You say I murked that on Sway. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I know you missed me in Lafayette. You know why? CO Inspirational? Because you probably ain't know in advance that I was going to be out there. You feel me? TMV, if y'all in here, why not? It can't hurt TMV. Sure. I know I got y'all email addresses. Yeah, if anybody want to come join Team Mission Vision 2, that's my Patreon. That's my personal community. That's like the inner circle of people I rock with and share stuff with and really get to build with. Then do that. Where's the link? In my bio. In my bio. The link is in my bio. It's the top one. It says, what city should I come to? Look at that. I missed you in St. Louis. Look, Europe, all that. Y'all are, look, I missed you in Shreveport. Y'all are making me mad, but y'all are also motivating me to say, please go and throw me your email address. You heard me? Please go and do that and tell me what city you in.
That shit hard, man. Dude, I want to get back. I want to finish this.
Add a mark to my win column. Add a mark to my win column. Now wipe me down, yeah. DB, listen. Look. Get loose. I go through the type of test that make you into a man. I talk with that confidence that let you know I ain't playing. I come from the type of hood that lay you down where you stand. This the type of verse that turn a hater into a fan. Let me just bust down, bust and watch me do what I do. I be that one man army tougher than your whole crew. Started from the bottom, that's how we was living. Bro, I'm from New Orleans where even the white people got rhythm. Look, just trying to be my best, defeat my flesh. You can't be selfish and still expect to be blessed. Up to my neck in this mess, but I expected these tests. So my perspective reflects that I've neglected to rest. I've been pushing and praying through the hard times. I know you ain't no soldier, cause you be running when it's wartime. Be patient with me, bro, that's all I need. You can't look at a flower and forget that it was once a seed. Listen, wipe me down, hold up. Wipe me down, hold up. We still going, yeah. We still going, yeah. It really don't stop. It really don't stop. It really don't stop. Shout out to New Orleans. Shout out to Baton Rouge. You hear me? Shout out to Sway in the morning. We make hits every time I come here. You hear me? Look. Okay. I probably come off the top. I wonder if Sway ever spit, or should I stop? If I put you on the spot, you think you got some bars? I'm really wondering, Sway, cause man, you been a star.
Hey, they call me Sway. Welcome to the show, y'all. That's all
you got. I'm still going. Hey, okay, well, yeah,
okay.
Let me just tell them this, man, and I don't want no beef for this. All right, listen, y'all. What's the point of writing all of these lyrics if I'm rapping to an audience that ain't trying to hear it? They'd rather me blow a bag than rap about building wealth. They'd rather me get some brain than rap about mental health. Don't censor me. Eventually, try to make sense of me. I don't need your dollars. I need you to think sensibly. You feel good now that you... No, that's funny. If you're still promoting garbage, you're just a healthy dummy. My city don't even love me. I'm calling it how it is. I'm a threat to the power structure that's brainwashing our kids. I'm fracturing all the egos of illegitimate heroes. I only look up to one man, because he died, then he rose. I keep it too real, because life don't last too long. If everybody likes me, I'm doing something too wrong.
Damn.
Maybe in time, they'll appreciate my words like Nipsey. Till then, I'm going to see how far keeping it real gets me.
D1, come on, man.
Uno out right now, man. Let's go, man.
Yeah. I'm going to see how far keeping it real gets me. Hey, I felt that shit.
For real.
And then the part that if everybody likes me, I'm doing something wrong. That too. That shit. Hell no, because I definitely felt that when he said this. My own city don't even love me.
But he's talking about the right shit. Like no one
Right.
loves him because he's talking the real shit.
The real shit. Right.
Yeah.
That's what we need more. We need more truth seekers. We need more truth tellers. You know.
Speaking of truth tellers, you've got hundreds of thousands of people descending upon DC tomorrow to spit some truth about the atrocities going on over in Palestine. So we will be on site in DC at the Washington Monument, in Freedom Plaza. At Freedom Plaza at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, there will be a rally concerning Palestine, and hundreds of thousands of people from all over the country and around the world will be descending upon the nation's capital to host this event. So I don't want to say I'm looking forward to it, but we will be getting some footage and sharing some with y'all later on, whether it's tomorrow night or the day after on Sunday. We'll definitely air some footage. If I may or may not go live, but we will be sharing some footage with y'all at some point tomorrow, just so y'all know.
I might be going live tomorrow at 1. I'm not sure yet. I will keep updated, but I potentially could be at 1 tomorrow. I'm not going to say where because I'm not loved in my state or city and I got a target on my back. So
well, if you happen to go live, send me a link.
Oh,
I'll join
yeah.
in and tap in from DC.
Right. No, definitely. I know it'll be. I'll message you about it. Put my motherfucking business out here. But y'all know if y'all see me live, y'all know where I'm at anyways because I'll post my location. So if you want to get me, I guess you just have to get me where I'm at. So with that being said, no, I'm just bullshitting anyways. Not really though, but no, but I want people to I know this want people to pay attention to what's going on in our communities. I want people to pay attention to what's going on with your surroundings. I want people just to pay attention because motherfuckers definitely wasn't paying attention last weekend. When we have 12 mass shootings in America, and it doesn't even really get talked about on mainstream media.
What does get talked about on mainstream media?
Bullshit. But I just want people to be aware because gun violence is upticked. And I know that's not something that's talked about very often because it's something that we see daily. It's something that happens daily, but it's not something that we should have to experience ever, and even for that fact, daily or even hourly. And I know there's an election coming up November 7th, Tuesday. Get out and vote. Your vote does matter. I'm not going to tell you who to go out and vote for. Just get out and vote. If that person believes just make your vote count. And if you do vote for a person and they win, hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. Because I will be going live before I go to work Monday and Tuesday during the days to be talking about some elections that are coming up in the Minneapolis area. And I'm going to go in depth. I'm going to go in depth with some candidates' financials because that matters. And I want to show people where these people get their money from because how they say they're for the community, but their money don't come from the community. So I want to show people that because I want to show people where their interests lie, where their agenda, where their loyalty lays, because they don't bite the hand that feeds them. So, and what I mean by that is they're never going to bite the hand that got them there.
Right.
So that's all I got for my little rant, my little vent, and I'll let Jontel go.
I mean, that's all I've got. Is tomorrow I'll be reporting from DC and bringing some footage to the network for everyone to see concerning Palestine, and hear from hopefully a ton of people that a couple I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm not sure if they'll be there or not, but yeah, you'll see me tomorrow. That's all.
Actually, I'm gonna leave off on this note too, because I'm gonna end up clipping this and make this into a reel. But if anybody is in the Minnesota area, Rochester, Minnesota, southern Minnesota, and you have a story and that you feel that needs to be told, please reach out. Because I'm here to cover that story. I want to listen to that story because I care, and just because it may seem that others don't care, let's get it into the hands of people that will and do care. I think that's what my mission is at this point. I sat in a meeting on Saturday with black people that for years have felt unheard, and they shouldn't. That's not the way it should be, because you have these people that come out here and they want our vote, but then they don't never come through with the promises that they make, or they say that they're gonna help change things. Well, what are you help changing? So if it's somebody that is, maybe it's a school problem, please reach out. If it's anything to do with you feel like your child isn't getting the education that your child deserves, please reach out. If it has to do with housing issues, if it has to do with homelessness, it has to do with wrongfully convicted, reach out. I'm not sure that I can help everybody, but I know that I will do my damnedest to be able to put you in a better position to better your situation. And that's not shit. That's more than what these people we voting for can promise. So, and I will leave it off at that. Win or fail, freedom or jail, heaven or hell, wish me well.
Q9, my full time, hold it up and smoke it. Transgression, a progression of a war we ain't asked for. Transgression, a progression of a war we ain't asked for.